My name is Callum Barrick and I am 33 years old.
My name's Callum Cook and yeah, I own and run Seed Skate Shop.
I'm Andrew. I skated and BMX a lot when I was younger in Aberdeen.
It really is what I'd say with skate culture. It brings people together a lot more than any other sports, I would say, and definitely kind of helps people make friends a lot easier as well, and just brings people together from all different kinds of areas.
Skateboarding in Aberdeen, you generally can't be too fussy. You kind of need to almost use whatever your surroundings kind of give you. So the street skateboarding is obviously the main thing, because growing up skateboarding we didn't really have any facilities as such. So we just had to kind of use the built environment. So what we've seen in front of us, ledges, stair sets, handrails.
I think it provides an outlet for a lot of people that don't appreciate conventional sport. I think that there's a lot of pressure on team sports in society, football, rugby, etc. And I think that it should be appreciated as a sport in the same respect that I think the skate culture is really healthy. I think it's a community of people that really enjoy.
Yeah, so I mean, art's a huge part of skateboarding, because obviously the board itself is an art piece and there's a graphic on there. Sometimes it's a painting, sometimes it's an illustration, sometimes it's some sort of montage. Graffiti artists and stuff is generally, it's a separate.
Personally, I've never seen the two go hand in hand. I think that skate parks are supposedly deemed as kind of antisocial places by people who don't do it, and I think that skate parks are like a blank canvas for folk that do graffiti to paint, and then as a result folk that skate or BMX or use these facilities kind of almost get tarred with that brush. I don't have anything against graffiti. I think it's a really good way for people to express themselves. I think certainly with the new art movement in Aberdeen, I think we're seeing an appreciation.
I'd say Mark Gonzalez is my #1 guy. He's the one I've looked up to for a long time. He's probably about 52 nowadays, but he's been a professional skateboarder for a long time. He does a lot of artwork for some companies within skateboarding as well, but that's my main inspiration for artwork.
Mark Gonzalez is a crazy, eccentric kind of guy that he is actually really big into the art side of skateboarding, but he invented a lot of skateboarding that you see today. So definitely Mark Gonzalez would be an idol. And also this Swedish guy called Pontus Alv. He's a bit of an idol, mainly because of the DIY side of skateboarding, so the building the spots yourself. So he would basically go to a disused building or a disused walkway and build his own concrete ramps.
I'd say one of the best ones is the Bands Park series, which is a series that goes on through the summer every year, and it's now a lot of these skateboard competitions are actually working as qualifiers for the Olympics, because that's a new thing. This is the first year skateboard's going to be in the Olympics. So yeah, a lot of these competitions like X Games and Dew Tour, things like that, they're all now, I think, used as qualifiers for the Olympics. So Bands Park series is a little different. It's more open to a wider range of skaters, so there's more styles, I think, in that kind of competition.
The city becomes the concrete jungle, which you can then, you can use the embankments, you can use the ledges, you can go to California, you can go to Aberdeen, Scotland, and there's all these different environments and different kind of materials and different weathers and so many different things.
BSD, for example, the bike company, I know BSD back when I was riding did a lot of city trips, so Israel, etc, etc. So, and that's all about finding opportunities within architecture to ride, and then they film these. So yeah, I think architecture is huge in the sport, and I think that it provides, architecture itself is almost like a wider macro skate park, and I think that if architects are to kind of recognise that, it could open up a whole, realm of possibilities.
Like the Copenhagen and Barcelona, a lot of their architecture, you know, wasn't necessarily built for skateboarding, but it's been adapted into that, you know, and now people see that that is the main use for it. But people are still happy to, you know, someone might sit on it, you know, and just have their lunch on it, and then an hour later someone could be skating it. So I think it's important that we do look at architecture in that way and how it can be used in more ways than what it was originally intended for. Yeah.
I suppose in my generation of skateboarding, there was a lot of, it's when kind of Barcelona exploded in terms of skateboarding. Every video that, or magazine that was coming out was all filmed within like the city centre of kind of Barcelona or just the outskirts. So that basically just then makes you want to travel to these spots to then skate the ones that you've seen in the footage. So yeah, it was all about just wanting to get to the next zone. Yeah, done. Sweet.